Welcome to Moon Harbor Heroes. Today's issue is Faces Issue 12, Beach Day. On the cover, a massive Carl in the shape of Faye's demon stands in the middle of a large arcane sigil on the beach. Carl's eyes glow a bright pink as flames billow off of his form. In the background, we can see the rest of the team in a pitched battle against the cult. In the bottom right corner, we see a silver embossed logo in bold letters, Blockade. We turn the page and our story begins.
Carl, I want you to go ahead and roll to assess the situation. Unless you want Faye to do it through your eyes. The choice is 100% yours.
I think it's more fun if Faye does it.
Okay.
Alright, that is a 7 plus 2, that is a 9.
Yeah, you get to ask one.
I think who here is most vulnerable to me is probably my best question.
The guards, you know Dark Rider's a threat. You know HR is kind of a terrifying threat. Okay, you've heard about how bad Dark Rider is, and you personally know HR is pretty terrifying. So of the people you're seeing, it's definitely just the more mundane guards.
Fantastic. How far away are they right now?
How far away are they?
I was thinking less than a quarter mile, 100 yards or so.
That works for me. Before you do what you're thinking about doing, I want to go ahead and have us enter battle against a dangerous foe now.
Let's do it.
Who is the leader?
I think I am.
Faye is.
Carl, Ryder, how do you all feel?
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. What is your objective?
To save Leo.
Does anyone have a different objective?
No.
Solid objective.
Does any team member mistrust the leader or the team?
Nope.
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 Oh no, I'm good.
And I don't believe you're ill-prepared or off.
I don't think so.
I'm a little groggy, but I'm good.
Okay, cool. Before we jump to Faye, Carl, you are still drifting through the camp. What do you want to do at this point? What I'm going to do, as you all combining for that assess, you each separately can get +1 forward to acting on that answer. Sorry, go on.
Can I roll to see if there's any weaknesses to the camp? If there's an entrance somewhere? I think I actually have a move for that.
There's a couple vans that you haven't checked out yet. You've only seen, there's 4 other vans that are parked a bit further off. If you wanted to fly over and check those out, I'd let you roll another assess. Or your own assess there.
I have elemental awareness.
Oh, what's that do?
If I do a burn with my amulet, it lets me spend 1 burn and mark a condition to open up your mind to the world around you with your powers. You can ask any one question about the world around you, and the GM will answer honestly.
Okay, awesome. You will have to charge your burn, so you might want to find a place to form a bit closer and hide while you do that.
The insects that are spread out, they're basically they're not proper part of me right now. Kind of like how Faye is, connected to the hive mind.
Oh, you're doing the whole send out scout thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so the core of you is still back with everyone else?
So they're basically tiny cameras, but not much more. And my core is still with the party.
Okay, cool.
The amulet, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and charge your burn and tell us what that looks like.
I think it's just 2d6, right? With a 0 because I don't have any conditions.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's a 10, which means I just get 2 burn, and I'm gonna spend 1 immediately and mark a condition. And I can ask one question.
Tell us what that panel looks like when you open yourself up.
So Carl would start glowing again, so that the rest of the party can see the faint pulsating glow. That means that the amulet is starting to take hold, and then there would be the faintest sign of a little spark, a panel where 1,000 little sparks shoot out.
I like that.
In the sky. like a million little, but it's almost imperceptible if you're not looking for it. But it's like a million little sparks flying out to all of the little insects everywhere, and then it allows
Cool.
Carl to search way more effectively. Like he can zoom around the whole area and just like zoom into spots, which is way more control than he would normally have.
I'm going to give you a bit of information. You can like, however you want Carl to like see this. Okay, so the information is there is a very, very powerful magical presence in one of the vans. I don't know like how that would look through Carl's vision. And also, something feels wrong about Dark Rider. Like, things don't feel exactly what they appear there.
So can I ask the question?
Yes,
Or was
so
that?
now-
Yeah.
You got that information, now you can ask any question you want.
I think I'm gonna ask, like, what is the true identity of Dark Rider? Like what can I visually ascertain, like in detail?
We get a panel of like you looking at Dark Rider, and we get a closer panel, and then underneath the armor and underneath the shadows, you see a much smaller figure, like someone who is clearly not an adult. And then I think we snap the panel back to the group there.
Hold on, did I see that too?
Carl?
I think you would, because you're pretty connected to me right now.
How clear can I
Okay.
see that figure?
As clear as I could see it.
I want to turn to Carl and I want to say, do you trust me?
Of course.
I want to put my hands on Carl, like grab his hands, and then I want to try to take over his hive mind.
Suddenly everything around you goes black, and you end up in the same hive room that you were in last time. But this time it's different, because you're not in the center, but it's like you're part of the whole. And suddenly there's like this shocking awareness of every little part of like every little gear of the clock suddenly becomes clear to you, and you just become completely one with the hive. And basically
Awesome.
it's like a democracy, because you ask to be in charge, they will let you, but it's a democracy. Everyone gets
I
one
love
vote.
that. So I'm going to take a second and be like, do I have permission to take charge for a few minutes?
You don't even get a reply, but you just sense that there's a yes. Like it's very immediate.
I want all of the bugs to kind of scatter and then fly as a unit, but like kind of swarm style, over to the beach. And then I want them to start swirling around the sigil on the ground. As they're swirling on the sigil around the sigil on the ground, I want them to kind of rapidly form into my demon. And I want to use the glowing light from the amulet to light its eyes as it finally finishes forming and is standing there, standing on the sigil, staring towards the van.
And you're good with all this, Carl?
I'm good with all that.
The Carl mass starts heading down, or are you Myriad at this point?
I'm definitely Carl still
Okay.
right now. Yeah.
The Carl mass starts heading down towards the beach, and we get a shot from like behind the backs of everyone, and we're seeing cloaked figures exiting one of the vans and start walking towards the circle. What is everyone else doing while this is going on?
I'm gonna fly off and try and keep myself hidden, but while getting closer so I can actually see and hear what's going on better.
Okay, cool. Where do you want to be closest to? We've got kind of
I mean, are there any trees or anything nearby? Or is it just a big open clearing?
you can get like down towards the bottom of this hill and still be pretty guaranteed not to be seen. The only real places to hide on the beach itself is if you got like behind the vans.
Alright, I'd probably go to behind the vans then.
Okay, cool. So we get a couple panels of Violet like going through this small amount of vegetation and then kind of zipping behind some guards to end up behind the vans. Ryder, what are we doing? I should call you Felix right now.
Yep, because he's Felix. Actually, Felix is examining the beach. He sees the mass of Carl go one way. I'm assuming what is like Faye doing in this instance? Is Faye going to be continued standing on the hill, or has she vanished into Carl?
I imagine I'm standing on the hill still, like eyes like rolled back in my head, like completely like standing like a post.
Okay, so what Felix wants to do is he notices that, and he wants to move Faye he wants to like set her down to behind the hill to where she can't be seen, and then he's actually while Violet is moving, kind of trying to hide, kind of, and Carl is making his way down the hill. He wants to actually come up to the top of the hill and then start walking down the hill. And he's going to take his, in his left hand, he's going to have the broken Hyun coin. And in his right hand, he's going to have the broken transformer, the broken his Henshin device. And he's going to, as at the top of his lungs, go, "Michael, I've got what you want. Let Leo go."
A lot of things happen at the same time. At the sound of Felix yelling, pretty much everyone on the beach looks over. It could be noted if anyone's paying close attention, so actually Felix is almost guaranteed to notice this. Dark Rider seems to be slow to react to this. They're reacting at the same speed as everyone else, not the speed of someone hearing their first name called out.
Okay.
And at this time, the Carl demon forms in the middle of the circle. Faye, give us a panel what that looks like again. And then, Carl, you can change anything you want in it.
Yeah, so I think that so my demon in its like form, and it like takes over my body when it like is in charge, stands at about 5 feet tall and is about the like length and size of a tiger. So maybe like 5 feet tall, 7 feet long. I think I turn into that standing up there. Normally when the demon appears, it's got the like white skin and pink eyes, but because it is made out of insect, I think it is made of like crawling bug skin, and like I think I have the bugs intentionally like keep moving and look like the skin is crawling, and glowing red eyes from the amulet's fire. And every time the beast opens its mouth, the demon opens its mouth, it is also red on the inside there.
Carl, anything you want to add or change?
Oh, that sounds perfect to me.
And every time I take a step, I want to like release tiny little bits of fire. Not enough to like affect anything, but I want to like let the amulet kind of just surge power out underneath me. So it's just very intimidating looking. And I think when Felix like yells, I think that I'm gonna have a half second of hesitation, and then I'm gonna snarl and like start striding towards Felix to like make it look like the demon is getting ready for a fight.
Excellent. Sorry, Starling towards who?
Felix.
Oh, okay. Felix, does this scare you?
Felix is not fazed by this.
Okay.
Felix has seen the demon before.
I just wanted to ask because Felix was not privy to this plan at all.
Nope. Felix
No
had
one
his own
was.
plan.
Do I see the demon?
Do you? You are behind the van. Do you want to be peeking out? What do you want to be doing?
Well, I was planning on peeking out to scan any one of the people to see if they got powers, to see if I could copy it and make my own power.
Okay, awesome. So yes, you're seeing this happening, and we get a couple panels of you scanning various guards. And what displays on your display when there are no powers? You can.
It just gives me an error symbol.
Okay, awesome. So we get a couple panels of you scanning various guards and get an error symbol. And then I think we're going to get a panel kind of showing the whole scene. We have everything that's happening over by the sigil. HR and his two men have Leo a bit off to the side. They've kind of pulled up short when everything with Ryder and the demon happens. And HR is kind of stepping in front of them and starting to walk towards the demon very calmly. And the figures in robes start continue their walk. They seem completely unfazed by everything that's happening and start continuing their walk towards the sigil. I'm going to jump to Ryder. What are you doing? Oh, and Dark Rider takes a step or two back when the demon appears.
Is this out of surprise that the demon is there, or that it was not what he expected, or?
Go ahead and pierce the mask.
All right. That's a failure.
Okay. So we get a panel of, Dark Rider stepping back a few steps, and it looks like out of surprise, and then Felix kind of leaning in, and HR breaks into a full sprint and whips the chain towards Ryder. I'm going to jump over to Carl Fay. What are y'all doing?
I'd like to roll to assess the situation.
Cool. You got 1,000 eyes.
2d6 plus superior, right? Okay, so I got a 7. So I get to ask one question, and my question is, what is the biggest threat?
We get a panel of you see very clearly seeing this shock on Dark Rider. You know that Dark Rider isn't who they say they are or appear to be, and presently it's definitely HR. He looks mean, he looks angry, he looks confident. Faye, what are you doing at this time?
Question for the GM that I think I know the answer to. Since my mind is presently in Carl's body, can I use my telekinesis through Carl?
Can you?
I think I can.
I'm okay with that.
All right. I want.
So it would be a shame to have a big giant demon form and not use it.
No, the demon is going to be helping. I promise.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to snarl as the demon, and I want all of Carl's bodies to snarl with me, so we get this cacophonous, angry snarl sound.
I think we get the snarl coming out of the demon's main mouth, and then just hundreds of the exact same and much smaller font all around it.
I love that. And then I want to use my telepathy to flip Felix into the air. I would grab him and flip him into the air and knock him onto his back and pull him, push him up the hill essentially, and try to look like I'm hurting him, but actually just push him out of the way and be I've got this. Stop. I've got a plan.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll to defend.
Cool. Cute.
Fuck.
To defend is plus savior, so that's a +0, so that's a solid fail.
Well, if everyone on the team helped you and you spent team selfishly, you can't get a hit.
I love it. That's terrible.
Greatly overestimating the strength of this new form, you sling Ryder past HR, and Ryder hits a van, the closest van too. I think we get a nice panel of Ryder hitting the van, then sliding down the side of it. Ryder, go ahead and mark a condition.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, wonderful. I am going to do two things simultaneously, and I want to say this real quick. He's going to mark the condition angry, and because I just hit 5 potential, I'm also taking thick and thin skin from the Bull playbook, so I get +1 ongoing to unleash my powers.
When you mark a condition?
When I have angry marked.
Oh, okay, nice. HR, his head tracks Felix flying past him, but without missing a beat. He continues his run and swings the chain at the Carl demon. Carl, what are you doing?
I'm going to directly engage. I'm going to just at this point, Faye feels that she's losing a little bit of control in the democracy thing, so I'm gonna take a bit more direct control over the body of the demon.
Okay. Yeah, I went to you because I felt like this is your body being directly threatened instinctively. I'm giving you the chance to take control.
Yeah, I would imagine that at this point, more instinct start kicking in.
Okay, so what does that look like when you're swinging the chain at you? What are you doing?
So the eyes would suddenly flare up way more, and the snarl gets way more guttural, and the demon is suddenly mid-walk, suddenly turns around, snarls really loud, and jumps at HR, who I assume is pretty close,
Okay.
right?
Excellent. So I'm going to have you roll to directly engage. But something else is going to happen as... Yeah, go ahead and just roll to directly engage. We'll go from there.
So that's a 10, and
So
then
pick 2.
I can choose at this point if I want to. I think that's what the ability does. I can do another one if I want for one condition.
Oh, right. When you attack something like with monstrous form.
Yeah, which this is perfect for that, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes,
So-
teamwork.
Okay, screw it. Just because it's cool, I'm gonna take the angry condition at this point, and I'm gonna take 3 of them. So I can take something from HR. I'm not quite
Would
sure
you
what
like
that.
from him?
Is there any visible weapon that I can?
He has a chain hanging off each arm that like is wrapped around his wrists and it kind of disappears up his sleeve. You're not certain whether they're attached to him or if it's something he's holding. But I think that's the only visible weapon.
I'm going to use my tail to sweep him, and like I assume that works as taking something from him, like taking his solid footing away.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then like the whole situation takes the enemies by surprise, because it's like suddenly, like they can see that suddenly something changes and that there's a lot more.
Oh, I've got a good thing if you want to do the take surprise, frighten, or impress. I've got a good way to narrate that.
Go ahead, because the one that I have something for is the other one. So go ahead.
Go ahead and tell me the other one first.
Okay, so I'm going to use this whole thing as a way for to give Estelle a way in. So I was thinking of knocking over a van, and it just looks like it's collateral damage, but it's actually perfectly positioned to allow Estelle to get even closer to the battle without being seen.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. So I think this panel, like, HR whips the chain at you, and it cracks, like, right in your interior, but we get a shot of, like, all the insects spreading out of the way. And we get the start of a portal ripping open. Like, when he slaps his whips, where they crack, they, like, rip a gash in reality. And, like, through that, we can see Faye for just a panel. And then you hit him. He goes flying off his feet, and like you continue forward and just push over the van that Felix was up against, knocking it over. And yeah, I'm gonna jump over to Violet. Like, you have a clear path to get behind that van and scan anyone closer to this if you want, or do whatever.
Okay, so I'm gonna run in and I'm gonna scan. Within my range, I'm going to be scanning in the direction of HR, but I think I also catch a bit of Carl as well, because now I'm curious what that amulet does.
Go ahead and roll to unleash your powers.
I got a 9.
Okay, either mark a condition, or I'll tell you how it's unstable or temporary.
I'll mark a condition.
Okay. What are you marking?
Insecure.
Okay, cool. The display on your scanner goes absolutely wild. I don't think you've ever scanned like 2 powers at the same time and tried to match them together before. And I'm going to give you have the ability of flaming portals. You can decide what that means. And we are going to jump the next panel to Faye, or Faye's body. And we see HR's like Terror in Reality portal open up and the chain wrap around Faye.
Moon Harbor Heroes is produced by Anthony Sheets and TP Huth, and edited by Anthony Sheets. Anthony can be found on Twitter at Icy New Year, or at icynewyear.com. T is the host of Incubator on Air, a new play podcast available on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play. They can be found at T Huth Playwright on Twitter, or at TPHuth94 on Instagram. Faces is GM by me, Anthony Sheets. Carl is played by Simon Meskins. You can find him on Twitter as Jill Bareka. Faye is played by TP Huth. Ryder Typhon is played by Kaido Kane. Kaido is a Twitch personality and loves their 3 mischievous cats. You can find them at the Versian on Twitter, and as Kaido Kane on twitch.tv. Violet Starling is played by Zweifang. Our logo was designed by Beautiful Beasties. She can be found on Instagram at beastly.doodles or at patreon.com/beautifulbeasties. The music in this issue is Black Vortex by Kevin MacLeod. A link to his website and the license will be in the show notes. If you want to get a hold of us, email us at moonharborheroes@gmail.com or find us on Twitter at moonharborcast. If you enjoyed this issue, please leave us a review on iTunes and tell a friend. Word of mouth and 5-star reviews are really the best way for us to keep bringing these stories to more people. And thanks for helping us save the world. We'll see you next issue.